Hi, I'm Mike. Kilo India 5 Mike November Alpha, KI5MNA. That's my call sign. I've been in the ham game for about 5 years, and I'm a general, and I live in a neighborhood with an HOA. So, that being said, I needed to come up with an antenna that I could communicate not only locally, but around the world. And I ran into the good folks at TN07, and I wound up with an eave antenna that I wrap around the eaves underneath my house. And later in this video, you'll see how I did that and what I did. And there's a lot of operators out there that have 30-foot towers, 60-foot towers with beams and Yagis and everything else, and 1,000-watt amplifiers and high-dollar transmitters. But honestly, you can get out around the world using a TN07 Eve antenna. And proof of concept I'm about to show you. I want to say one thing. It is really fun to make your first international contact. It's like when you make your first contact in the States somewhere, and you get somebody to come back to you and call your call sign. It's a great feeling. But imagine what it would be like to be listening on 20 meters or 17 or 15 and hear somebody calling CQ from someplace across the globe, and you respond with your call sign, and they call your call sign back to you, and you've made that contact. It's exciting. It's one of the coolest things that I've ever done, and I've been lucky to do have done a lot of stuff in my life. So, what we need a proof positive here. So, what I wanted to do was there was a couple of things. What direction can I make contacts, and what time of day can I make those contacts? Because based on your house, your location, and whatnot, you may not be able to make those contacts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You might have to do it at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. But how do you know? So I'm going to show you a couple tricks that I've learned how to put together time of day and international contacts. And hopefully they'll be helpful for you. So I'm going to start off with the whisper. I'm going to mention this later on, but a whisper transmitter sends out a beacon from your location, your grid square. It sends it out and hits other beacons, picks up other beacons and hits other beacons, and then there's a communication between the two. And you can see how far, and it's low power, you can see how far your radio, or your antenna rather, can promote contacts like this. And you can also see the time of day when those contacts are most likely to occur. This is important, direction and time of day, because there's no point in trying to get an international contact if the bands aren't open or if it's not conducive for you to listen. It's a waste of your time. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take you. You'll have to excuse me. My shack is in my shed, and we're campers, so we got a lot of junk in here. So you'll have to excuse the mess, but let me show you what I'm working with here. First thing is, I have that whisper unit sitting right there on top of my UHF VHF radio. And then my normal radio that I use for contacts is an FT991A. That's a 100-watt radio, and it works just great. Now, the whisper unit is running right now, and as you can see, I keep my band chart handy. But the whisper unit is running now, and the software that you can get for that unit is... this is my laptop that I have the whisper connected to. And you can see it running. It's got a little arrow that's flashing there. And it's sending signals out in every direction from my antenna. Now, I want to know if my antenna is working, so I need a little proof. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Whisper Rocks, and that's WSPR Rocks, and I'm going to open it up. It's free. It's a free website. Okay, I'm going to start here at the upper corner. It says spots, so I'm going to put down 5K spots. And then how long? Well, I've had the Whisper running for about 48 hours, so we'll put 48 hours up. We'll leave all bands there. And then for a TX call, what we're going to do is I'm going to put KI5MNA, which is my call sign, in the block, and then I'm going to go to the next one, and that's an RX call. I'm going to do the same thing, KI5MNA, and we'll close that, and then we'll just click search. We'll just click search, and we'll see what it comes up with. And holy mackerel, it's come up with all kinds of stuff. So let's have some fun. Let's go to map, and there is the map, and it shows all the places that my low power Whisper has made contacts. And I mean, there's all kinds of places. You got all of these contacts in North America. You've got contacts to Portugal. You've got contacts to Brazil, to Antarctica, to New Zealand, or not New Zealand, but Tasmania, all over Australia, Hawaii. And so, wow, that's a lot of contacts. So let's go one farther. Let's see. Over here on the side, you can see all these colored things. These represent frequencies. So let's do this. The number one frequency seems to be 20 meters for hits. So we're going to look at 20 meters, and we get Antarctica, we get Portugal, we get all over North America, and we get all the way down to Australia, which is pretty cool. So let's go one step farther, and let's click auto, and this is going to show you the day and night across the globe. And as you see this, you can see that there's all different times of day. You can see when these contacts have occurred. Now we can add, let's add 17 meters. All right. So you just click 17 meters. All right. Click it again. There we go. Click auto. And here we go. Day into night. And you can see all the contacts that were made on 17 meters. Now, if you want to take a look at everything, let's click 80, 40, 20, 30, 17, 15, and all the way down to 10 meters, okay? And as you notice, there's a right here, there is a shot to Brazil on 10 meters. And look at time of day is midday. That's pretty cool. So let's now watch this. Click auto and watch all the different bands as time of day changes. Different bands, different ability to contact. You notice that not everything is going to Europe. So you've got to, if you want to talk to Europe or you want to talk to South America, you need to know the time of day. That's key, so that you know when to get on the radio. And if you can get contacts like this, all these little dots are contacts. if you can get contacts like that with low power, imagine what you can do with 100 watts. So, if you want to get a whisper, all you got to do is go to Google search and type in WSPR, and you've got all kinds of, there we go, Zac Tech whisper transmitter, and there it is. You can order one of the transmitters. The transmitters aren't terribly expensive. The one I'm using is $139, and it comes with the antenna, the GPS antenna, and it comes with the wire that you hook to your computer, and so it works great, and it has the software in there. Once you buy it, you can go in there and you can click downloads, and you can load the PC software, and then you can set the configuration for your device. It's not very hard. It's pretty self-explanatory. But the key here is, one, you verify your antenna is working the way you hoped it would, that it's resonant, and you've got a low SWR. And the other thing is time of day to make communications. You can figure all that out with Whisper Rocks. I can't begin to tell you how exciting all of this is. It's been a game changer for me, and I've made a lot of contacts. And in the last 48 hours, I've gotten Antarctica, gotten Germany, Scotland, all over Australia, and Tasmania, and the North American continent is just covered up with contacts. So you can do the same thing. You just got to believe it. And I tell you, when you make the time of day to start trying, you're gonna have a ball. Now, there's a couple other pieces to the puzzle, and I want to talk about that. Let me get my face out of the way here. When you're on your radio and you're dialing, don't just sit there and roll the wheel. Start at the bottom of whatever band you're on, 20, 17, whatever, and roll that dial just like this, really, really slow, and listen. And if you hear something or see something on the waterfall on your radio, stop. Try to tune it in the best you can, and then just listen. The other thing is, I'm using a good microphone. I'm using a Heil microphone, and I have the power set for the microphone on about 50, and I'm using a comfortable set of Sony headphones, just plain old stereo headphones, and I have them plugged into the front of my radio, and I put them on, and I just listen. That's basically what I'm doing. It's raw, it's nothing over the top, but if you're in a wheelchair, or you're up in years and you want to get on your radio and you're frustrated, this is how I figure out my contacts, time of day, and which direction I want to be going. And I listen. The key here is to listen and go slow. And I know you can do what I've done, because I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm just an old airplane mechanic. I'm Mike, and following this little tutorial, you'll see we have a whole section that's all about putting up the antenna and getting it tuned.